Hello and welcome back to Java and Joy. Today we're going to be talking about self-care that actually works for women over 40. I love talking about self-care. I am a wellness coach and I believe everything starts with self-care, but I also believe that it has to be the right form of self-care for the right time in your life. And 40 and over requires a different method, so to speak. So, that is what we're going to be talking about today. But as always, I want to make sure I cover a few things before we jump in. First and foremost, if you are not already in the Joy Circle, make sure you check out my show notes. Get in the Joy Circle. We have been having so much fun there. We're doing ladies' nights. We're getting ready to start our May challenge. We're doing a 5-day energy boost challenge in the group for some fun with the ladies, which I'm excited about. And we do giveaways and prizes, and we make it a good time. We make it a good time, that is for sure. So get in there. And then definitely, if you have not grabbed my 7-day metabolism reset guide, go get it. It's completely free. It's going to get you moving in the right direction to feel your best this summer. It is easy to follow, no restrictive things, no overhauling your entire life. It's an easy to follow, fun, free guide. It's linked in my bio on Instagram. It's in my show notes on YouTube, or you can just go to carlajoywellness.com and it's on my coaching tab. So go get your hands on that little goodie before it is gone. Okay? Sound good? All right. Now, as always, I like to start off with, of course, a sip of Java. And share our joy moments of the week. So as always, please continue to share your joy moments and tag me on all the social medias. Or if it's just you sharing a cup of coffee or, alone time, tag that as well. I love seeing that. I love that other people are seeing you share your joy moments, because you never know, you might inspire someone to add a little joy to their day. So let me have a little sip of Java here, because we have to kick it off with the coffee, because that's just the fuel of life. And I will say that my joy moment this week was getting to plant my garden. Oh my goodness, was it so much fun. We had like the perfect weather here in Indiana this past weekend. 75 degrees, sunshine, light breeze, birds were chirping. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better time to do it. And I've got my tomato plants going and my peppers, and then of course my little herb garden. And I planted an abundance of cilantro this week because your girl loves cilantro. But I definitely planted everything I needed to make fresh pico all summer long, which I put that stuff on everything. I am a pico holic. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that to start, actually producing, but everything's planted. I did some marigold flowers around the garden. Supposedly that's going to help keep some of the critters away from my flower or from my plants, but I did it because they're pretty more than anything. And they're non-toxic to dogs. So there's a double win there for the marigolds. But either way, I got to get it all set up. And my favorite part, drum roll, I added the cutest little bistro set, little table and chairs, so I can actually sit in my garden this year and enjoy it. Instead of just tending the garden and then seeing it from a distance, I get to sit right in there and enjoy my coffees and my breakfasts and lunches and whatever I want to do. I can sit and read, and I am so excited about that. And I found the cutest little bistro set online that was actually affordable, and I just love it. And my hubby put it together for me. Thank you, hubby. So it was great. It was such an amazing weekend. Oh, telling you. So it was a huge joy moment for sure to see that. And if you want to see it, I know a lot of people like to follow like my garden journeys and decor journeys every year. It's always on my Instagram. You can go onto my Instagram profile, the little bubbles of highlights. You can go there and go to home, and I show all the things I do around here. We also redid our patio this year with all new furniture and fire pit. That's all in there too. So I don't want to, just breeze over that, because the patio is gorgeous too. And we've already used our fire pit multiple times. So loving my outdoor scenery this year. That is a huge win in my book. So anyway, if you want to check it out, it's all on Instagram. But that is my joy moment Please continue to share your joy moments. I love hearing them, and I know other people do too. And it really does encourage other people to take pause and enjoy more of their joy moments that they may just be kind of, autopiloting through in our days, as we tend to do, right? It happens. We don't even realize the things that we're doing because we're moving so fast. So it's good to slow down and take a beat and really appreciate those joy moments. So keep sharing them. Tag me at Carla Joy Wellness when you do. Sound good? All right, guys, let's talk self-care, my favorite topic of all. Let's talk about, first of all, how somewhere along the way, self-care turned into just bubble baths, face masks, and like treat yourself energy. And please don't get me wrong. I love a good spa night. And is that self-care? Sure, it absolutely is. But sometimes it can become overwhelming, exhausting, and it almost starts to feel like a chore sometimes. And then you have that disconnect. And that's not real self-care. If self-care is not actually filling your cups and recharging the batteries, then it's not self-care. It's just another chore. And we are going to talk about self-care that works after 40, because the self-care that worked for you in your 20s or 30s may have been great, but your needs are different now. We are not the same person that we were last decade or the decade before that. And sometimes just some simple habits can really make a difference in how we feel every single day. So that is what I want to talk about with you today. So make sure you've got your coffee, you're in a comfy seat. This is your time for you. So relax, settle in. This is your you time. So take advantage of that. Okay. If you're driving, I hope this is going to be a time to just think about, how you can incorporate self-care into your life and recharge your batteries while you're driving to or from work. Just don't worry about everything else that's going on wherever it is that you're headed. If you're headed to work, the problems will still be there when you get there. When you're headed home, the problems will still be there too. But this is your time to put that all aside. This is time for you. Okay, so settle in and let's chat. And let's first chat about why self-care feels different after 40. Because if you feel like you've been doing what used to work for you and it's not like hitting the same anymore, you're not crazy. Your hormones are shifting, your body is changing, and your priorities are evolving. And that's going to change your energy. And the biggest thing is that when we reach our 40s, ladies, our capacity for BS, nonsense, changes. It's a lot lower. We become less tolerant of things that are not serving us. We become burnt out more easy. We run on empty easier. That tank depletes faster than it used to. And honestly, by the time we reach our 40s, we're pouring a lot more into everyone else than we are ourselves. A lot of times we become caretakers. Maybe you have older kids that are in, 50 different activities. There's just life is getting more complicated by the time we're 40. And again, that capacity for nonsense depletes. Can I get a hallelujah on that? And it's not that our give-a-ish wears out. It's not that we don't care. It's just that we no longer have the same size gas tank, okay, as we used to. We just don't. It's a smaller gas tank. So it drains a little faster. So we have to be a little more diligent and a little more creative on how we fill it back up. Okay, so you can picture it as a gas tank or a battery charging, whatever you want, whatever works for you. But just know it's smaller. It's a smaller battery, it's a smaller gas tank. So that capacity, our tolerance is lower. And we burn out way more easily, especially if we're ignoring our needs, which we tend to do because we're worried about everybody else's needs instead of ourselves, because we're women, we're caretakers. It's kind of like part of our DNA. It's really not an option that we're caretakers. And it's good that we are. The world needs us, ladies. Let's be honest here. We are the doers. We are the getter-doners. And that is great. We want to be Wonder Woman. And, to some capacity, we still can be. But we have to add that priority of ourselves in there a little more than we used to if we want to continue to operate at the same level as we did in our 20s and 30s. It's just not going to come as easily. But that doesn't mean it's not impossible. Okay? And self-care is not going to be about like escaping. We're not trying to escape who we've become. It's about supporting who we've become. You're always like, why don't I feel like myself again? Well, stop trying to get back to yourself again. Be the new you, embrace the new you, and support the new you. Doesn't mean your entire personality has to change, but some of your routines have to change if you want to continue to feel good and be able to be productive like you used to be. Okay, so we have to kind of be ready to change a little bit, right? And again, this is not going to be about like doing crazy hard things. This is just going to be about making time for yourself at the end of the day. But we're going to do it a lot more intentionally with some of the things I'm going to talk about, with like, here's what real self-care needs to look like at this age, and how you can turn certain things that don't feel like self-care into self-care. Okay, so we need to understand that self-care is not a reward, first of all. It is not something that you earn. It's not something that you squeeze in if you have time. Self-care is a daily need. Think of it as just like you would give yourself water, food, sleep. Those are self-care. They are, absolutely. But you have to think about, how do I get that extra layer of self-care in there? And you're going to think about this as like that new need that you didn't have anymore, that still has to be just as important as the water and the sleep and the food to function. Think of it that way. Okay, it's no longer extra fun. It's now part of your daily routine that is non-negotiable. It's going to be you thinking about, how do I support my mind, my body, and my identity daily? So if you don't feel like yourself, probably because you're not doing things that make you feel like yourself, or at least not doing the things that are going to make you feel like the best version of yourself. So again, would you stop drinking water? Would you stop moving? No. And yes, those things are self-care. Like I said, I don't want to discredit those things. You need to be doing all those things. But you're going to have to add this new layer. It's a new one, because it has to be there. But the good thing is, we're adding something to our life, not taking away. A lot of times when we try to make changes and be a different version of ourselves, or set goals, a lot of times we're always focused on what can we take away? What do we do that, it always feels like punishment, in my opinion. And that's why we have to get out of that mindset, that punishment mindset, because this is not punishment. These are things we get to add. And adding is so much more fun and easy than taking away, right? So think about those basic needs, okay? The food, the sleep, the water. But now we're going to add in something that is a bit more personal, because showing up for yourself matters. Okay? So let's talk about self-care habits that actually work after 40. Let's get to the real, practical self-care habits here, right? Not overwhelming, not complicated, just consistent. And by consistent, I mean daily. Feel good support for yourself. Okay? Because we're doing this because this is very, very powerful, ladies. Okay? And we're going to talk about some small shifts to start with. And bear with me here, because this might be completely foreign to you, or this might be something that you do, but maybe don't do enough. Maybe there's something you used to do and you stopped doing. You could fall into any of these categories. But what I really want you to do is start figuring out how to feel your best. And honest to goodness, ladies, this starts with how you take care of yourself and how you show up for yourself. And I'm talking about beauty. I'm talking about doing your hair, doing your makeup, putting on an outfit that makes you smile, that gives you some pep in your step. Not for anyone else, by the way. I'm not telling you to go follow makeup trends. I'm not telling you to do the hairdo that everybody else is doing. I'm not telling you to dress like everyone else is dressing. I'm telling you to show up for yourself and your new version of you. If there's clothes in your closets that did fit a part of your life at some point, great, but that's not you anymore, and it's time for them to go. If there's makeup colors that you don't like using anymore, don't use them. This is about showing up for you and rediscovering the new you. And that honestly kind of sounds like fun, in my opinion. And I know I personally love doing that. Love trying some new things. And again, this is not about vanity. This is not about looking pretty or not pretty. This is about taking care of your identity. And it's a way of telling yourself, I matter today. Even if I don't have anywhere to go, it doesn't matter who's going to see you. None of that matters. You are somewhere. You are someone. You're going to see yourself in the mirror all day long. And I'm telling you, 99.99999%. If you put on a little makeup, straighten your hair, curl your hair, do a fun updo, whatever, and put on an outfit that you actually like, okay? Not because it's like business attire or, some kind of a uniform. No, something that you like. It could be a beautiful dress that you ain't got nowhere to wear it. Wear it around your house. Wear it while you clean the house. If you do these things, I assure you, you will feel better that day. Your confidence will go up. You will just exude a different type of energy. There'll be a little bit of that, like I like to say, that oomph, that pep in your step will just be there more. And this does not have to be a 20-minute makeup routine, by the way. I'm not talking about like doing 19 steps of makeup and that you have to carve out all this extra time. I'm talking about maybe you just throw on a little mascara, maybe some little pink on the cheek blush, a little lip gloss. Good. Okay. So this can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be, but I'm telling you that just putting on the mascara, if that's the only thing you put on, will have an impact on your day versus if you don't. Promise you. It just will. It just will. And honestly, ladies, we deserve to feel good. We deserve to be the best version of ourselves. And again, this does not mean full glam every day. Just do simple things. Brush your hair, do something cute with it. Put it in a clip, maybe. Maybe you get a cute headband or barrette. Just something that makes you feel a little more put together. Little tiny things add up. And a cute outfit, by the way, that's different for everybody. If dresses don't make you feel good, then you do not wear the dress. Maybe my whole thing right now, I am loving some like loungewear vibes going on, like these athleisure type sets and matching 2-piece lounge sets. Oh my gosh, that has been like my jam. Loving those. They're comfy, they're cute. I can lounge around the house with them. I can go to the grocery store in them, and I feel good in it. Versus some holey sweatpants or faded t-shirts or things that are stretched out or outdated or dingy, frumpy, not sized correctly, all of those kind of things. If you wear things that are frumpy, frumpy, I feel like it's a good way to sum up all those things I described. We're going to go with frumpy. You're going to feel frumpy. When you dress yourself, clean yourself up, feel good and put together, you're gonna show up differently. You're gonna carry yourself differently, and it ripples into everything you do throughout the day. I assure you, it will change the way you not only speak to yourself, but everyone else around you. How you treat your husband, how you treat your kids, anyone else that's around you, coworkers. Heck, it could be the person bagging your groceries at the store. You're going to show up differently for them. That smile might be just a little wider or last a little longer. There's something about taking care of yourself that just makes you better at taking care of others. Okay, so it really truly ripples into everything. And again, this doesn't have to mean an entire new wardrobe, but maybe get rid of the things that are super dumpy, frumpy, blah. If you look at it and you're like, blah, you're probably going to feel blah when you put it on. And honestly, ladies, here's what I really love. Check your underwear, ladies. This sounds so silly, but it's something that I came across recently that I never really thought about or put a lot of attention to, was matching bra and underwear sets. I have some. I wear some. Are all of them like that? No. I have like my cute ones that I would kind of set aside, I guess, for like special date nights or special occasions. I don't know. But it made me realize, I'm like, I mean, not that I had any dingy underwear or anything to be embarrassed about, but like, did I put it on and I'm like, oh, this is cute? No. But maybe I should. Maybe I should put on bras and panties that make me feel cute. Maybe even by having that on, even underneath the dumpy sweatpants, at least it's a layer of cute somewhere. At least it's a layer of joy somewhere, right? So, I mean, I really think about that. That's your base layer, right? Like what you start with, the first things you put on, So that's probably going to set the tone more than we think. And that's something that I've personally been kind of shifting from. I'm like, all right, let's start matching the bras and panties and let's make sure that base layer feels good. Because again, this is not about what everybody else thinks or what trend or what they think looks good on you. You're not looking good for everybody else. You're looking good for you. And, you know, why not start with the base layer? So my new thing has been check your panties, ladies, check your underwear, ladies. Like, it might just be time for an upgrade. It might just be time. So you never know where little things might just change your whole day. You just never know, right? We have to get creative. But this is what I mean by being intentional, right? Like actually thinking about things that we may have not thought about before, that just out of sight, out of mind, I guess, so to speak. So I want you to think about those things first and foremost, how to take better care of yourself. Okay. And I'm going to go into how those things can actually affect you in psychological ways too. But another thing I want you to focus on with that skincare routine. So we talked about earlier, like it's not just about skincare. It's not just about, pampering, and it's not. And if just putting on skincare, if you just go in and put on your skincare, it's never going to feel like self-care. It's always going to feel like a chore that you're super tired, that you're trying to push through at 9-10 o'clock at night when you're just like, I got to get in bed. I'm running late. I've got to get my sleep. You're not being intentional with it. Then yes, it's always going to feel like a chore. And if that's as far as you can get with your skincare, then don't count that as your self-care. Find something else, like the other things we talked about, that do count as self-care for you. Okay. But I do encourage you to try to change that skincare routine into your nightly ritual. And by doing that, it becomes something deeper. It becomes not mechanical. It becomes not rushed. If you can do it before you get tired at night, and if that means you get ready for bed a little earlier, so be it. But I want you to think about your nighttime skincare routine as your end of day exhale. You're just letting it all go while you do your skincare. You're going to dim the lights. You're going to turn on some calm music. You're going to light a candle. And instead of rushing through your products, you're going to slow down and you're actually going to properly massage your cleanser into your face for 1 to 2 minutes. You're going to take time with your other steps like your serums or your eye creams or your oils or whatever the things are that you use, your moisturizers, your night creams. And you're going to take your time with those. You're actually going to work them into the skin with your hands or like an applicator tool. Let me tell you, you're going to get better results with your skincare by doing that, by the way, by actually working it into the skincare, into your skin properly, doing things a little slower. Everything gets to absorb better in its order of application. So there's a million things I can talk to you about how it's going to actually help your skin. But what I really want it to help is that power of self-touch. And by massaging in your products, you are practicing self-touch. And that is so psychologically powerful. And that's what I mean, tying it into the makeup and the hair, it's still self-touch. So as you're putting on your foundation or your makeup, just by spending that time touching your face, you are practicing self-touch. And it really does affect you in a very internal way. And it actually signals your nervous system to be calmer. It's like a safety signal. It's incredible. It works. There's a science-backed research that there is power in self-touch. So it's a way of telling your body, you can relax now. You can rest now. And that's why I said treat it like your nightly exhale. It really is out with the bad, in with the good. Tell your body it's time to relax. And I will tell you, that's going to lower stress. It calms anxiety. It improves your mood. And it just makes you feel grounded. And imagine how much better of a version of yourself you're going to be. Better wife, better mother, better coworker, better daughter, better sister, better neighbor. If you have less anxiety, you're calmer, you have a better mood. If you want to feel like yourself again, this is your answer. This is your answer. Taking better care of yourself, doing these intentional things. And these might be some of the only moments you get for yourself every day too. Think about that. If you're a mom, especially, you may not get very much private time or me time. So that time in the bathroom might be all you get. So you need to take that bathroom time, turn it up a notch, and turn it into a whole spa retreat for yourself. Okay? Use that time to its fullest advantage to charge the batteries, to fill the tanks. That's your time to be present with yourself and take care of yourself and really truly get in self-care. That is no longer negotiable if you're over 40. If you truly want to feel better, these are the things you're going to have to add into your day. But again, we're adding, we're not subtracting. Okay? And we're talking like 5 to 10 minutes extra in the evening to do your skincare a little earlier. And it's not even like you're doing something hard. You're not doing something painful. You're not taking away anything. You know? So there's really no reason not to do it. And this also ties into your morning routine too, ladies. And I did an entire video on the perfect morning routine for women over 40, by the way. Go check that video out. I mean, I honestly, truly believe that it is perfection. Like, it is going to make you start your days in a whole new intentional way. Whole day is going to be better for it. But just remember that even 5 extra minutes in the morning to drink a cup of water before your coffee, or sit for 5 minutes longer with your coffee, or take a deep breath, stand outside and, inhale the fresh air, take time to think one positive thought or something you're grateful for. It's going to set the tone for your day. And that is self-care. Those moments are self-care. If you start your days rushed, stressed, and already behind, you're going to feel all those emotions all day long. All day long. You're setting the tone. So start your day with those intentions, right? So I feel like it's a good way to bookend. Think about it. You're bookending your day. You're going to start your day with this perfect routine, and you're going to end your day with this perfect routine. And I am willing to bet, and I know that every single client I've ever worked with, and of myself, this all makes a difference. It works. It works. It works better than any supplement, any other weird life overhaul things. This stuff works. So do it. And then you'll feel like yourself again, right? So be intentional. Be intentional. And again, when you think about your needs, like the water, the sleep, the movement, by the way, movement is self-care. I know it can feel like punishment, but it doesn't have to. Movement can just mean taking a walk. And honestly, if you don't have time to take long walks, just walk for 5 to 10 minutes after you eat every day. Promise you, huge results on that too. I got videos just on that, the difference in your health, just from walking after you eat. That's self-care. Stop thinking of movement as I have to burn off the calories, or I need to break a sweat, or I need to lose weight, or movement should just be, I want to be healthy. Plain and simple. If you go into thinking of movement as I want to be healthy, you're probably going to enjoy movement a lot more. And then it becomes a lot more like a self-care moment than it does punishment. So keep that in mind. And again, with those basic needs, eating, eat to support your energy. If you keep looking at food as bad or good, or I need to eat less of this, or if you keep looking at it like that, it's always going to be hard. Always going to be hard. Instead, just keep thinking, what do I eat to fuel my body properly? How do I nourish my body? Food is nourishment. Food is energy. What do I do to give my body the energy that it needs? Again, add, do not subtract, ladies. So even those basic human needs, the sleeping, the eating, the moving, all of those are self-care. And they don't have to feel like a chore if you change the way you look at them. Okay. If you continue to look at them as a negative, they're going to be a negative at the end of the day. And again, all those things are self-care, but I just encourage you to take it a step further and do more of the taking better care of yourself outside of those basic needs. You still need to be meeting those basic needs, but you got to add this new layer, that morning routine, the nighttime routine, beautification, these kind of things. Those are going to be the extra layers you need at 40. The other ones you should already be doing no matter what decade you're in, to be honest. The sleeping, the eating, and all that. But now that you're 40 and over, this is where all the beauty and these other routines are going to actually make a difference. And it's actual self-care that works when you're over 40. It's just a little extra thing that we have to do. Um, but it's all fun things too. It's not, I'm not making you go run a marathon or stop eating sugar. This is actually advice of me just telling you, hey, start putting on some mascara, pick some pretty underwear, massage your facial cleanser in longer. I mean, does any of that really sound that rigid? Does it? It doesn't, right? It's not that bad. So the truth really is that if you take care of yourself, you'll feel like yourself. When you don't take care of yourself, everything feels harder. Everything, your patience, your confidence, your motivation, and your joy specifically feels harder when you don't take care of yourself. So the minute you start showing up for yourself in these small ways, everything will start to shift for you. Not overnight, but when you do it consistently, and this is why I say it's no longer a negotiable. It has to be a part of your day, just like drinking water. Period. If you truly want to feel better, this is no longer an option. This is not something you earn. This is not something you do if you have time. This is just as important as getting 64 ounces or more of water a day. Think of it that way. It's part of a basic human need that women over 40 have to have. Okay? So I want you to kind of just think about some things as we're wrapping up here. Like, be real for a second here, ladies. Like, how many times have you stayed in the same clothes all day? Like, didn't even get dressed? How many times have you left your hair in a messy bun? How many times have you told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow? How many times have you skipped your skincare routine? And how many of those days that you did those things, did you feel blah? How many of those days did you feel unmotivated? How many of those days did you feel kind of disconnected and not like yourself? And above all, how many of those days did you feel real joy? And none of this is because something's wrong with you, right? It's just that you're not pouring into yourself like you need to after 40. It's not perfection. It's small shifts, ladies. Don't do the messy bun every single day. Don't stay in the same clothes every single day. Don't skip your skincare routine. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. It cannot be negotiable anymore. It absolutely cannot. It is now part of your day. Or you can continue to not feel like yourself. It's not even a choice at this point. Like, it's feel this way or don't feel this way. And it's so simple to fix these things. And we overcomplicate it. We really, truly overcomplicate it. Okay, so feel good again, ladies. This is self-care that works for women over 40. I promise you, it will work. All right, so your takeaway for today's episode. I want you to pick one thing, not everything. No, just one thing that I suggested today. Maybe you get dressed a little differently tomorrow. Maybe you add a little makeup on tomorrow. Maybe you do your skincare a little slower tonight. These kind of things. I want you to start there and pick one thing to start with. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overthink it. Be simple, but be consistent. Add it in and do not take it back away. Okay? All right, guys. That's today's episode. As always, you guys, I love seeing all of your comments. Feel free to reach out whenever you have questions. All of my information is in my show notes. If you could leave me a review if you're listening on like Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts. Those reviews help me tremendously. It takes 2 seconds, costs you nothing, and it really helps me reach more women and help them find joy. So pay that forward. Take 2 seconds to leave me a review. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just, rate the thing. Give me the 5 stars. Tell me it's awesome. That's all you got to do. And I really, really, truly appreciate that, by the way. And again, if you want deeper support, come join me in the Joy Circle. And again, we're kicking off a whole new thing next week, and we'll be doing a challenge every single month. We also have a ladies' night every single month with trivia and prizes and some group coaching, and it's super fun. And if you want real accountability, you need some one-on-one help, setting a plan, sticking to a plan, whatever it may be, go to carlajoywellness.com, go to my coaching tab. You can check out all of my resources there, or just go to the show notes. I've got it all there for you. And you can follow me everywhere on social media, by the way, at Carla Joy Joy Wellness. I'm in pretty much all the places. Hard not to find me at this point. But if you can't, for whatever reason, let me know and I will help you. But again, I hope this episode resonated with you, ladies. I hope that you see self-care a little differently now. And I really, truly hope that you start showing up for yourselves. And I really, truly hope that this helps you find some joy. All right, guys? So that's all I have for you. But until next time, keep finding your joy one sip at a time. Bye.